have students who help as well.
Volunteers.
Yes.
Okay. So does it hold also alternative learning program activities aside from offering a space, okay, or new books? Do you have other activities that you hold in the Learning Space Center?
Yeah, well, first we have a TV, so if for any reason a faculty member wants their students to watch a video related to their course, they can watch it there. And then if there are not enough classrooms available, teachers may hold their classes there. And then there is learning assistance. So if there's slow learners, they can hold sessions there to give supplement information and
So
lectures.
that also solves one of the problems in UP, the lack of classrooms, right?
Yes.
Some teachers can use it. Okay. So let's talk about the general attitude of the UEP community. Okay. So what has been the general attitude of the local government and the UEP community towards your causes or your actions? Like, were they receptive or resistant or embracing, or they're just indifferent with all your actions and causes?
Very supportive from the president all the way down to faculty members that I've been working with. Sometimes I think they give me too much credit for what I've done, but they have been extremely supportive from funding to just kind words to just always being there for when I need them.
Even the local government?
And even the local government, it was a learning process for me working with the local government, but once I kind of figured out the system, it got a lot easier.
Yes, there you go. You become like Filipino, you know everything. The pasikot-sikot. Okay, so what is your say about those Filipinos who resist, up to now, who resist help from foreign nations, especially from the United States? They have this sort of concept like imperialism or something, capitalism, and they resist help from other foreign countries.
Well, a lot of them I think just had a bad experience maybe with a foreign national or a foreigner, and which is just a kind of a shame, and that's a big reason why I'm here, to kind of show that not all Americans are like that, and not all Europeans or Westerners have those ideals and those opinions about the Philippines and their development. So it's really a shame sometimes that they do have. I've encountered some people who kind of put me in a category or classified me as being something before they got to know me. And then once they got to know me, they understood me a little bit more. So I think it's just it's about communication and getting to know the people.
And they understand more the relationship of the United States and the Philippines, so you become a representative.
Exactly, a little mini ambassador, as they like to call us.
Yes, okay, so aside from language barrier, which I think every Peace Corps is experiencing, like it's always their problem, okay? What three major difficulties have you encountered as PCV in the university?
Well, working in the bureaucracy of it all, it was very challenging for me to. It was a learning process. I kind of understood it but didn't, and so I learned a whole lot about that. The heat, dealing with the weather here.
The weather.
Constant, and all the brownouts and sweating, but that's just time management, kind of. I showed up to my very first event here 26 months ago on time, exactly when the program was supposed to start, and nobody was there yet, and it didn't start until 3 hours later. So kind of working in a different time frame and time mentality. And then I would also say not friendship, but relationship building. I was always told during my training that Filipinos are extremely friendly, they're on it, they want to be your friends, but to make that bond and for them to really trust you takes a lot of time. So I learned that over the course of the 26 months.
And there's this feeling of awkwardness. Maybe it's because of the language.
Yeah.
Right. They want to talk to you, they just don't know how.
Exactly.
Okay, so in your 3 years of stay, has the PCV, through you, okay, as their representative, has solved one problem on education that UEP alone could not find successful solutions? Like, without your help, maybe the university would have solved this problem.
I think with getting so many resources from international donors, that was kind of a step in the right direction. But now that I kind of showed a lot of people that those resources are out there and they're readily accessible, continuously in the future they will be accessed without me being here. So just educational resources.
And maybe a lot of young people are wondering, what is the sense of fulfillment of a PCV? Because I know that you have sacrificed a lot. Being here is already a kind of sacrifice. Okay, so what is the sense of fulfillment of being part of this program?
Personally, I wanted to do Peace Corps because I studied elementary education in my undergrad, along with anthropology. I love traveling. I've always enjoyed learning about different cultures. So that's kind of the fulfillment, selfishly, that I've been able to live in a culture that's not mine and, experience all this. But then, I've always enjoyed volunteering, and I've now kind of, again, selfishly, over the past 2 years, I now know what I want to continue to study and to continue my education with. And so when I get back to the States, I have a kind of a more definite understanding on what my future will be.
So do you feel accomplished now?
Oh. So, 1 minute I can say yes, and the next minute I can sit and think of 100 other things that I wish I could have done while I was here, but...
You could have done better.
Exactly, done better or done different, but I think I have to go back to, I do. I if anything, I created relationships with people that I wouldn't have. I helped create a center that would not have been done without me, so... there's a lot of things I might have changed along the way, but I do feel accomplished.
And it's alright to be proud of someone's accomplishment, right? So what is your greatest realization after being here for a long time?
My greatest realization, I don't know. That even though I grew up and I was raised in a different culture, a lot of the people I've met here were very similar, and we have the very similar outlooks on life still. And in terms of development, although you can't see development happen overnight, it's happening all around us all the time. And that's something that I had to kind of come to terms with, because I wanted to see things in action. And
does that happen like with a snap of a finger?
No,
it takes a lot of process. Stages and all.
Years, generations sometimes. So I think you have to understand the realistic aspects of it.
Yes, exactly. So in closing, and since you will be leaving Northern Samar, I heard that it will be soon, like April 7, right? Yes. What will be the last thing that you like to say to UEP educators and of course students to help them improve the quality of education here?
Well, I've always believed that education, it doesn't end in a school or a classroom, it's lifelong. And so for educators to keep educating themselves, and for students to keep educating themselves, and although you might be out of a classroom and you might be out of a school, that through continuing to learn on your own, development will continue.
Exactly. That's very well said. I hope that our teachers and students here will keep that in mind. Great. Thank you, Jaci, for sharing your time with us. And I hope that more and more individuals and organizations, may it be local, national, or international, will be able to extend help or bulig edukasyon para sa mga Ninorte Samar. Again, thank you so much for your time.